Beautiful ignited souls, we are ready to do part two of this big five. So it's the big five religions of the world, and we have Judaism, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islam. So we have these here, and we see that in part one that having all this together has given us a numerical value of 31. What I didn't cover is 3 plus 1 is 4, of course, and 4 is like setting foundation. Now that also coincides because this is why High Priest Aaron, in fact, has really said to me, go on, do this other presentation. So yes, we will acknowledge the presence of High Priest Aaron while we get our folks as well, because we're ready to dig in deep. And of course, we are igniting the 14 gods, that which we are the embodiment of. Of course, these are the 14 gods right here. Because I want to keep this short, or I'm going to really check my words. I want to keep this nice, sweet, and concise and simple. So let's just concentrate on how these five main religions are playing out. So first of all, we saw Judaism is number 5. Now that coincides with Mother Eve, or the word life, or the word vine, or any of these. I'm trying to actually get my list that really has so many words or functions that we can really begin to understand the essence of number 5. So it also coincides with the moved God, the made God, and the ended God. So we could see there is a strong connection, we could say. All right. We also, I'm still going with it, yes, with number 5, the ended God, which I have noted. And of course, when it is said in the scriptures in the first verse of the Bible as well, which it would be with the Torah as well. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth, and the earth was void. So the word void is also 5, and God moved upon the Spirit of God moved, and that is 5. But we speak of when we see the word waters as well is 5, and that we have begun to understand that the waters is really Mother Eve, and Eve is in everything, so that is 5. Okay, so we see Christianity. I had pointed out Christianity equals 65. Of course, 6 plus 5 is 11. And we see that if we did the numerical value for 1, just like in separate format, each one is 7, 7. We have done this 7, 7, which coincides again with Judaism, because 7 plus 7 is 14, as in Mother Eve, EVE, and of course 1 plus 4 is 5. So that we can see that these two are very close. They're like brother and sister, I would say, or first cousins. Okay, they may not see themselves as brother and sister. Let's just say first cousins. Now we have here we have Hinduism. We see we have 7 for Hinduism. Let's take this 5 off so we don't get too confused here. Okay, so that came to 43. 7, when we do the numerical value for the word 7, for instance, it gives us 20. Of course, we see that we are in 2020, and we could see that, of course, the word 20 also gives us 8. So there's a relationship with 8 with Hinduism and Buddhism right here as well. And of course, we also I also meant to add, to note that with 11, if we did the numerical value for the word 11, it gives us 9, as in birthing a child, 9 months. So there is also a relationship here with Islam. Now, they may not really want to know that they are related in any way whatsoever. Okay, but we're just making a note of that. So if we did the numerical value, I'm not going through the whole motion. I'm just explaining, because I feel that if you have the basic of numerology and the numbers, you will get this. So as I say, in 20, the word 20 would give us would give us 26, and 2 plus 6 would be 8. So we see there's a relationship in Hinduism here. Another thing that I felt was well, I'll just go to this one here. We see 8, of course, Buddhism is 8. And of course, it equals the set God, S-E-T, the set God, and also the cause God. So the God of causation and the God of settings, they both equal 8. Now we will see that these two gods here are very active now because of the coronavirus, because COVID-19, COVID equals 8, and virus equals 8. So we can see that the cause God and the set God, because like it's as if they set out the cause of let's put this as again. So we have been set up. Well, okay, I'll just put it this way. We have been set up. So the set, or the God of settings, or the virus have set a template that we have a perimeter, a certain perimeter in which we are to move, like 2 meters. In fact, I've had to do this as well, 2 meters, coinciding with that's another presentation. So we are to keep 2 meters apart. This is quarantine. Okay, and so there's the God of settings right here. This is what I'm saying. And the God of setting is actually working with the God who caused this. So there is a cause. There's the God here. So the God of causation, the God of causation equals 8. And so because of what that caused that happened here, it's like it caused a certain template. It caused the COVID, which equals 8. It caused virus, which equals 8. And so that cause has compelled us to have a new set of rules, a new set of manners, a new set of whatever it is. When we do the numerical value for the word 8, we see it comes to 31. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So it's we have been set up to behave in a certain way, to set a new foundation, a new like four posts, four seasons. For now we have to be paying attention to all these different fours in a different way. Nothing is going to be the same again. So we can see that Buddhism, which bears the 8 number, actually has a set of 2 zeros. So it's a 0 here and a 0 here. So this is a set. If we did the numerical value for 0, S-E-R-O, it is 8596. Add this together is 28. So 2 plus 8 is 10. So we can see, of course, having 10 is 10 is, but we would have 2 zeros. We have 1 0 here, gives us 10. Another 0 gives us another 10. Add 10 plus 10 together gives us 20. Do we see what has happened? So we gives us 20, and this is where we are meant to set a new template again. So this is the new template. By doing the numerical value for the word 20, then of course this gives us another 8, because it's 2 6s, which I've covered a lot about the 2 6 26. I've covered this, which is about the creation, the new people, 2 creation, or 2 sets of people, and that of course 6 is the number of man. So we see the 2 zeros are coinciding very well here. Now of course we did the whole numerical values of all these here, and we had this as 31. We also have looked at 31. Okay, let's just move Islam. So we looked at 31, and we saw that when we did the numerical value for 31, because 30 as in the word form, THIRTY was 37, which was 1, and 1 was 7. So that also gave us 8. 1 plus 7 is 8. Now 31 gives us 17, and that coincides with God. So now we have had a lot of people talking about, well, this is an evil, and this is not God, and this is really Satan, and a lot of things has been going on with this. But we are seeing God is transpiring here in all of this. 2020, if we did the numerical value for 20, it's 8, and 8 is God. Okay, so we perhaps need to be able to come to an idea of understanding our meaning of God perhaps need to be reviewed. Perhaps we really need to ask ourselves exactly, what does God mean? What does God look like? How does God function? What do we really mean when we say God? So this is what I think we need to look at. So, but on 31, so we have done 31 as in the word form. We also need to do 31 as if we did 3, the word 3, THREE, would be 11. 11 as in Christianity, and so 3 and 1, but also if we did 1 would be 7. The word 1 is 7. So this gives us 9. And 9, of course, I was talking about the number of man, and we did the numerical value for 9, but 9 is birthing, so it would be birthing newness. And of course, the numerical value for the word 9 gives us 6. And the numerical value for the word 6 gives us 7, which takes us back to 20. I think I'm going to do this. Okay. So you can see that when the numbers go back, it's the cycle is really, so let's look at this. Okay. So we have added all the numerical values of these gods, which is 8 and 7. Okay, 9, 8, 7 and 7. Okay, we just do it this way. 9, 8, 7, and it's 5 and 11. Okay, so this is 7 and 7, 14. This is 22, and this is 31. So it's 31. So there we are going for this here. So we have had, this is the big 5. It's called the big 5, and this is the religions that we've done. I would like to also look at the letters, but let's concentrate on here, on this first. So if we did 31, we have seen 31 gives us THIRTYONE. So this is 37. So of course 37 is 10, and so and 1 is 7. So 1 plus 7 gives us 8. But if we did 31, like add 31, we also hadn't done this. To add 31 together, of course, let's take this off. So 31 adding together gives us 4. Okay. And if we did 3, THREE, this gives us 11. And of course, 1 gives us 7. So we have 9. This would be 9. Now, just to show how 20 is so significant right now in our time, in 2020, we have done all this addition to really show how this 31 and 8, because we had 31 through doing 8. Okay, 31 was like okay, let's just do this. So this gives us 9. Doing the numerical value for 9, NINE, gives us 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. Do the numerical value for 6, SIX, gives us 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. Now, this is the final one. If we did the numerical value for the word 7, okay, 7, just bear this in mind. So we have 7, SEVEN, it gives us 20. And so 20 gives us 8, and then this is how we get back to 31. So as I say, it's long division, but we see that it's a cycle. The vibrations are there. It gives us a cycle. We see we have the numbers there. So 31, we have gone back to 31. And that is showing that the number 20 is here, which this has a set here. And that is the set that is being broken right now to create a new set. I just hope you really get this, because this is really delicious. Now, of course, we have 31 here, and we see that it is 131, but 3 plus 1 is 4. And if we had 2 of these 8s, as in creation, as we have seen, is that it also forms, but we have seen it here, it also forms 8 or adds to 8. Now 4, we see here, is there that's the foundation that everything is being broken to come back to 4. It's to come back to our north. Oh, let's just wipe this off. It's for us to get back to this. And this is where Christianity is saying it's to get back to our north, our south, our east, and our west. And this is what the crucifixion was about. Now, I can't give you all the explanation for all the different religions, but this is, I can give this. Because now we are all dealing with north, south, east, west, because everything is global, and the north, south, east, west is what we call news, NEWS. And hence, this calls us to really find our position, to find a new position on the sacrifice template, because we all have been in a sacrifice anyway. This is a sacrifice that every religion is going through. It is not this is not new. It is new in a sense, but this is a sacrifice that is repeating itself. Whether you saw it as the Christ on the cross, or you saw it as the children from leaving Egypt and going into the land of Canaan, or however you saw it, it is a sacrifice that is beckoning everyone to come into this new state. So we, of course, Christians might say, well, we're already there, but we have seen that everything has been broken, and the template, because Christian is also part of the whole cycle. So we see it's, of course, if we did add, like we did on Islam, was it Islam, or the last one we did, instead of having 8 and we had 9, that would mean we would have 5. And so on 31, this is what I mean. So if we had 31, I'm just trying to really recollect how I did it. So if we did 3 and 1, and we did the new THREE and 1, this would give us 9. And so this would change from 31 to 32. And this means 32 would be 5. And again, this is what we could say that Judaism would say, okay, we have 5 or whatever, we okay, but this is really, the whole thing is asking us to, it would still mean that we would have to come into this position. So whether it was Christianity had stuck to the 11, or we had the 8 or 31, we are still being requested to look into this position, because the world is becoming new. Okay, so this is 19 minutes, I think. Yes, so I just really want to keep this short, and okay, I want to keep this sweet, because it seemed like I'm putting more emphasis on length. Beautiful ignited souls, we are ready to do part 2 of this Big Five. So it's the big 5 religions of the world, and we have Judaism, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islam. So we have these here, and we see that instead of quality, so I want to keep this really sweet. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoy this, and I will do another video. please check out the other one where we're going to look at the letters, the number of letters, and how they impact ourselves in this 2020. Thank you and stay ignited.